I was editing, producing a very important program in the BBC called Panorama. Panorama was the major vehicle for current affairs coverage of the major stories of the day. We had noted in an editorial meeting that April 1st was on a Monday, and Monday was our transmission day. A week or so later, Charles de Jager, who was a freelance cameraman, came into the office and they pitched the idea of the spaghetti harvest being an April Fool's joke. I gave Charles a budget of £100 and sent him off.
It isn't only in Britain that spring this year has taken everyone by surprise. The past winter, one of the mildest in living memory, has had its effect in other ways as well. Most important of all, it's resulted in an exceptionally heavy spaghetti crop.
When the rushes came back, it was obvious that we had a wonderful film in the making and that we should treat it as a newsreel. The anchorman for Panorama was Richard Dimbleby. Richard was the most respected reporter. He'd earned his reputation as a war correspondent. He knew perfectly well we were using his authority to make the joke work. He loved the idea and went at it with relish, if I put it that way.
Spaghetti cultivation here in Switzerland is not, of course, carried out on anything like the tremendous scale of the Italian industry.
David Wheeler, who wrote it, had been clever enough to use the wine harvest as a metaphor. This gave to those who knew what we were up to a coat hanger, as it were, to hang their understanding and enjoyment of the film. And for those who didn't know anything about spaghetti harvest, it made it more credible.
Many of you, I'm sure, will have seen pictures of the vast spaghetti plantations in the Po Valley. For the Swiss, however, it tends to be more of a family affair.
Spaghetti had been cooked so that it was flexible, and where they wouldn't stick, they used a bit of sellotape.
Another reason why this may be a bumper year lies in the virtual disappearance of the spaghetti weevil, the tiny creature whose depredations have caused much concern in the past.
We realized that if we told even one person, like my boss, the last thing we wanted was to have the idea get into the press. So we told nobody.
Many people are often puzzled by the fact that spaghetti is produced at such uniform length. But this is the result of many years of patient endeavor by plant breeders who've succeeded in producing the perfect spaghetti. For those who love this dish, there's nothing like real homegrown spaghetti.
At the end of the item, Richard spoke to camera, said, "That's all for Panorama, this April 1st, 1957. I learned that the Director General had said to his wife, I didn't know spaghetti grew on trees, and he started to reach for his encyclopedia. And his wife said, "Don't be a fool, Ian. Of course it doesn't." Oh, well, all hell broke loose. I mean, the press loved the story. There was a huge reaction. Some couldn't understand what was going on. Others loved it. Others hated it for misleading the nation. This is why it worked so well. We all felt very pleased with ourselves, of course.